Again, this is why I put together the whole Unmasking series, so people can learn more about how narcissists operate, because a lot of people don't really know about this. Part 4 was about narcissistic injury and narcissistic rage, and that's what happened in the hotel room. Hannah rejected him, which caused narcissistic injury, and that made him rage and choke her. He's a rapist, and he admits to it. He claims that Hannah liked being choked. And the only reason he admitted to that is, like, if you follow the whole Unmasking series, you know that his channel was suspended because once my videos came out, people turned against him and started to dislike his videos. So he started to buy fake likes, which ended up getting his channel suspended by YouTube. And when that happened, by pure coincidence, me and Hannah happened to be in San Francisco, so I decided to troll him, make a video and make it out that we were the ones that got him shut down. And that caused so much narcissistic injury. You have to remember that this is all a game for him, and he plays to win. And when I started to just play along with his game and I started to get the upper hand, this made him so angry. So when we made out that we were the one that got him taken down, in his efforts to get back at me especially, he just couldn't keep it together. So he revealed this thing that he knew that I knew. So we made this video saying that Hannah liked being choked. And that's how I know that Hannah is speaking the truth. Because Hannah hadn't told this to anyone but me. And then he makes a joke out of it.
When you are with them, you must, to use the vernacular, to coin the phrase, toe the party line. You must do as you are told. You must do even that which you are not told.
So there's kind of like this other dark side to that hypersexuality where, you know, it's not uncommon for victims to be raped.
All of this becomes a very cunning, overt, covert, somatic, and cerebral, you know, multiple layers of abuse and control and exploitation and manipulation to get what they want from you.
And these kinds of forcible sex acts, that has nothing to do with sexuality or sex or lust or any of that. That in itself is complete power and control. People don't get raped or molested because they're asking for it, or they don't get, these things don't happen to them because they're, you know, there's nothing that they're doing to cause this.
This is how they behave. This is who they are. They're con artists. They're extorters. They don't know how to get what they want via legitimate means, but they know they deserve it and they want it really badly, so they're going to do it via the non-legitimate means.
And she's looking up here, she's looking up there, and she's probably reading some script.
So he's trying to make the point that Hannah is lying because she's not looking directly in the camera all the time, but that's just normal. In fact, the research demonstrates that liars maintain more deliberate eye contact than truthful people. Consequently, liars tend to overcompensate by maintaining longer eye contact. Now, who is it that is looking straight in the camera during his video?
If you had to do jump cuts about something serious, in my opinion, something's suspect. That's just my opinion.
Who gives a shit? That doesn't matter. You don't need people's opinions on a fact.
And the fact is that Harley Johnston is a liar and a rapist, and the reality of a situation doesn't change based on whether you present it in one take or with jump cuts.
Now again, I don't hate this girl. I understand why she's doing it.
If Harley's story was true, how can he possibly understand why she's doing it? It just makes no sense.
And so we had sex. It was all fun. It was all good. There was no pressure. You know, the next day, I had sore pelvis from her being on top of me, having a good time. Is that too much information? I don't know. But I just wanted to be 100% transparent and honest.
They like to degrade or humiliate you. So the first of the 7 ways that they like to degrade and humiliate people, the first one is sexually. A narcissist will insist that their victim perform some sort of sexual act that the victim is not okay with doing. It's any type of sexual behavior that the victim is uncomfortable with, that the victim finds degrading and humiliating.
So we know that rapists like to degrade and humiliate their victims. And what is it that Harley is doing here? Just look at how abusive he is towards Hannah publicly. Is it really so hard to believe that he abused her privately too? He mentioned the next day, so let's talk about the next day.
Alright, got a vasectomy. So you got this on? How the fuck up?
ครั้งสุดท้ายจะฉายการบินแอร์เอเชียด้วยไปที่ QZ155 QZ155 พร้อมแล้วที่จะไปทางเรืออเมริกาขอได้เชิญผู้โดยสารที่เหลือทุกท่านที่เพื่อนไว้ด่วนนะประตูทางออกหมายเลข14ประตูทางออกหมายเลข14ของค่ะ May have your attention please on the call of Asia for QC1.
So as we can see, he's on the airport on the 29th, and as we can see by the lighting, is early in the morning. Now, why the hurry to leave the country if he has done nothing illegal? That's quite a coincidence, and as you learned through this video, there's quite a few of these coincidences like adding up, all suggesting one thing, that Harley Johnston is a rapist.
And then we hanged out, and maybe she stayed a bit over so you can stay over if you want. She says, I've got a friend staying there, I better go back. I was a little suspicious, you know. I said, no worries, you know, all cool.
So once again, Harley has changed his story. Here he's saying that Hannah went back to her friend that stayed in her apartment, but in this comment, he's claiming that she stayed to the early hours of the morning. But we just saw a video of him being at the airport early in the morning.
And also gave her a bicycle lock and a bicycle pump.
As we already know, he used this bike pump to pressure Hannah. And here he is trying to make it out that he's this kind and giving guy.
And I walked her out, I helped her strap her to the bike. I even think I fixed the bike for her. Like...
He can barely keep a straight face. He's actually enjoying this. This is just another layer of abuse. To spread this lie and get people to harass and ridicule Hannah.
Let's keep talking a bit about me. I was a virgin till I was 21.
The conversation gets way off track.
This got absolutely nothing to do with anything. Okay, so he was a virgin until he was 21. So therefore he can't rape when he's 40? Like, what's his point? It's like, it's just pure manipulation.
When I was 17, I had my first kiss. My friend was 16 years old, and that was in 1994. So the only time I've had any kissy or whatever, romance, with anyone under age 18 was once in my life when I was 17 and my friend Leslie was 16. And then she friend-zoned me the next day and I was shut down. And then I didn't have any more interest with you until I was 21 and I had my first girlfriend Jenny. And I was a virgin up until 21. Okay? So that's a bit about my background, just to be 100% transparent.
So basically he's been rejected his entire life. Is that why he's targeting girls in this age group now? Is that why he's forcing himself on girls who reject him in this age group? Is this like some kind of sick revenge or something?
But I want to be 100% transparent. 100% transparent.
So he claims to be 100% transparent, but we've already proven several lies. And while he called for full transparency, he was blackmailing Hannah behind the scenes, so she wouldn't speak against him. And also, all the unmasking videos and all the videos I made, he's done everything he can to get them taken down. So he's not for full transparency. He's only for spreading his lies and having nobody like stand up against them.
If she was raped or sexually assaulted, why did she come back the second night?
So he just said in his own video just a little earlier that nothing happened the first night. And now he's suddenly saying that if she was raped or sexually assaulted, why did she come back the second night? Well, because nothing happened the first night, maybe. And as we also know, it wasn't exactly like this it happened, that she just came back. He pressured her to come back. And we also have to remember that from Hannah's perspective, she had made it perfectly clear that she wasn't interested in him. Is it really too much to expect that he would respect that? Another thing is that he was a completely different person from the first night to the second night.
They don't have their own personality. There is nothing there. It's all surface, right? So they're just putting on these different masks to figure out what they need to do, how they need to manipulate. Narcissists can instill this false sense of trust with their victims in order to manipulate and have their victims lower their guard.
So he came to my room, and that night it was actually okay because we just talked.
You probably got to be exploited at some point. If you don't trust what I say, I want you to trust me so you get the best out of your life. This is why I'm here. My highest value in life is contribution. When people come to my event, they're under my care, technically, really. Because if something happens, I don't want anything to happen, but it's on me as well. So that's why I'm protective, man. That's just me, man. It's just me being Daddy Durenrider. I do my best to create a safe environment for young girls to come. But society should be fucking safe enough without some fuckers trying to exploit them, in my opinion. You know, that's the world I would like to live in, and that's the world I like to enforce. That's the community I have created. And so I guard that community aggressively and passionately. If you're in my community, you always feel safe.
Some of these people do a really great job at hiding this. They might even come across as a very upstanding citizen, that they really, value morals and ethics and values and laws. And then here they are doing the exact opposite behind closed doors.
Because I trusted him after that. I was like, oh, okay, so he actually just wants to be friends with me.
I really felt within a short period of time that I really could trust them.
And yeah, so then the day after, he wanted to see me again, and he wanted me to come to his room, and I was like, okay, we'll just hang out again because we're friends now.
They're just going to talk their way into getting the victim to trust them.
Like with the whole trust thing, really go above and beyond to instill this feeling in their victim of, wow, you can really trust me.
You just need to trust me, but you have to trust. I want you to trust. Trust me. I want you to trust me. Trust what I say. Trust me.
So what they'll do is they'll pretend to have this like life of total transparency.
I want to be 100% transparent. 100% transparent.
The reality is they're not being open and honest and transparent. It's all, like everything else they do, it's a manipulation. The reality is they lie. They lie and they deceive. That's what they do.
Suddenly, rape becomes part of their repertoire. So suddenly, forcing sex on the target.
You're like 40 and I'm 18, and I don't think that we should be doing this because you're like so much older than me, and I don't think this is right.
I decided to feel sick.
Yeah, so I said I don't think we should do this.
I said no and tried to laugh it off.
I kind of tried to just brush it off.
He asked me again and I said no again.
He kept asking those questions.
He asked me again if I was sure.
Yeah, he just kept asking
and the answer was still no.
I tried to brush it off by saying, oh, I think they should just like keep their distance and wait, kind of like wait and see. But he didn't.
But he didn't respect my answer.
He then tried to kiss me.
He kissed me anyway.
And I kind of stepped back and I was like, I don't think we should do this. Like, I don't think I want to do this.
He didn't listen to my excuses.
He then tried to kiss me again.
If the word no is said, it is now rape. So an abuser doesn't care. An abuser will just force their issue because they're an abuser. This is what abusers do. They want their way or the highway. And no does not mean anything to them, unfortunately.
What was strange about that situation is he was so taken aback and almost, I'm not sure, confused or angry that I said no to him.
You know, their wants, their needs, their everything is utmost. And if you reject them, if you say no to sex, they will fly into a rage. They will start throwing things. They will start destroying property.
The wheels of my bike were gone. So my bike was locked by the frame downstairs at my apartment building and my wheels were just gone.
They'll go harm a car. They'll slash tires. There's a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Now that was a few hours after Harley got so angry at me, and he knows exactly which one my bike is. Obviously, he knows exactly where I live.
Yeah, sex suddenly becomes a weapon.